How will they look upon us wingless ones? Our great aerial children soon to come, who even now begin to quicken life, with movement toward their finer element. Will they not turn from the radiant tides of light, and steering earthward, softly speak of us, their fathers, long contended under trees? Yet who shall blame them if they soon forget? The sunlight will be woven in their blood, and breadth of spaces, native to their breath, will urge them till they soar again for joy. The privet hawk moth is the UK's largest moth. It hides in our trees and hedges unseen by nearly all. But even this giant starts off as a tiny egg, his colour the only protection he has. Over the next few months, he will grow at a staggering rate, always looking for food. He hunts it with a singular determination, until he has reached his full size. This rare creature is only interested in one thing: privet. Living a life of luxury, he is blissfully unaware of the perilous journey ahead of him. After a long summer of gorging, this fat caterpillar digs down into the earth to prepare himself for a long winter. Here he can remain hidden and protected for up to 2 years. But when the weather is warm and the days are long, he will emerge an adult. His enormous body renders him clumsy and vulnerable at this stage. His wings, wet and shriveled, must first be inflated before he can fly. If he doesn't find somewhere to hang from in the first few minutes, his wings will never unfurl, and he will be left defenceless, a prime target for predators. Those days as a hungry caterpillar now pay off. Sequestered away in his huge body is a store of fluid, which he now expels to inflate his wings for the very first time. Like being a child again, these oversized flyers must learn how to use their new bodies from scratch. Doing little else, he gets the hang of this quickly and spends his nights flying. Nature is on his side in this field. It is thought that moths use the moon and stars as beacons to fly by. The moon is so far away from Earth that by the time the beams of light emanating from it reach us, they are travelling in parallel lines. He just needs to keep at a constant angle to these light beams and he will naturally travel in a straight line. Man, with his vast construction, has developed a nighttime landscape very different from the ones nature's navigators were originally adapted to. These light beams spread out in circles. If he uses the same technique on these lights, he will fly in spirals, eventually colliding with something fiery. Not only does this derail his natural navigation system, but it also dazzles him, making him an easy target for nocturnal predators. Luckily, this moth has specially adapted eyes that eliminate reflections. This eludes most predators apart from the bat. Bats can sense moths using echolocation. Using the echoes of their own cries, bats can detect the fluttering of wings of a moth in the dark. As it approaches its prey, its squeaks become faster and higher in a short burst of noise. Even though we can't hear this, moths can. When the bats come out, he must find somewhere to hide, and fast. Lying still, camouflaged against the browns of the wood, the bats can no longer sense his presence. What keeps him safe every night are his hugely powerful wings. More so than his stealthy appearance, it is his speed which ensures his escape to safety. His wings can reach up to 50 beats a second in a graceful figure of 8. This alone will keep him safe as he continues his journey of the skies. And there, within the garden of the skies, with heaven above and heaven as fair below, only the winds, forever, voicelessly, recall them to those meadows whence they sprung.